Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whatever time it is for you. I'm Cyclone. It's time for more Let's Play Train Simulator. Let's go ahead and do the Sunday line closure scenario today. The fifth scenario I believe I'm doing at this time, and then I still have a career scenario, and then of course I'm going to figure out if I want to throw in the 170 from Armstrong Powerhouse in here. I'll have to still install it before I do that, so yeah, I'll figure that out later, but we're going to go ahead and do the Sunday line closure today. I need to actually take a look at this scenario and make sure I got everything else for it anyway, so I'll do that first before I make that decision. But in any case, today we're doing Sunday line closures, and Sunday line closures basically means that one of the lines is closed. There's some works going on the line. We're going to visibly see it possibly, and we'll find out as we get going. I also know there have been problems with this scenario in the current iteration of the game, or at least in TS 2022. I'm sure it's still the case in TS Classic. I'm going to keep an eye out for that and see if we have those kinds of problems, because if we do, I'll show you what you need to do to make this scenario work. So let's take a look at the scenario, see if we can A, make it work in one shot, and B, show you how it runs. See you inside. Once again, we're getting ourselves set up for a service. We're at Haymarket. And again, no starting message. That's what I was trying to say. So, reverser's already up. I didn't do that, by the way. The reverser start's already in place for some reason on this train. Very, very weird little thing that shouldn't be the case, but it is. You can push it down, of course, but yeah, it starts already out. So, to explain what we're doing here today, we're going to be, by the way, there's a train going over there at Haymarket. Hello, that is a, what is that? That's the 1250 Edinburgh to Aberdeen. Is it going to be able to get up to Aberdeen today? I don't know. Oh, it's taking the 5 circle. Yeah, it can. It's taking the 5 circle. It's fine. So I'll show you what we're doing here today. We're going to be heading over to Linlithgow. The problem is that this train here is leaving in our direction at the same time. Notice it's doing Linlithgow to Haymarket to Linlithgow loop starting at 1 o'clock. If we go back to where we are, we're doing the same thing, but we're going Haymarket, Linlithgow, Haymarket. Also at 1 o'clock. So that's basically what the difference is between our two services. We're waiting for that service. We're going to be doing a pass with that service. I can meet with that service, and somehow one of us is going to have to go through while the other one is waiting. Because it's going to be a little difficult with the junction up ahead. With the one line's being closed, it's going to be hard for one train to go by the other. So it's going to be a case where one has to wait for the other, most likely. We're going to see what happens when we get up there. But my concern is that train might not start moving. And if it doesn't, I'll start anyway. But if that train doesn't start moving, I'll know it within the first 30, 60 seconds. And I will call it and tell you what you have to do here. So let's see if we can first of all get ourselves moving here. So we're ready to go. Now we have a red signal anyway, so we can't go anywhere anyway. So I'm only moving up a little bit here, and that's just because I feel like doing something. Now, if I go back to Linlithgow, I'm going to find out the train has started moving, and that is good. So everything is going to be okay, I believe, for this scenario. He's taken the junction, he's going to be on his way, and he is fine. So we're just waiting for our clear signal up ahead, and we're going to be all set. So it looks like the train, now when I previously played this scenario, that train would not move at the start of the scenario. So I think there must have been, maybe there was some kind of bug that must have gotten fixed with that, or it's just something that happens once in a while. But if that train doesn't move for you, then all you have to do is basically take the scenario, hit the menu, and restart. Otherwise, they take the scenario. That doesn't make sense. But in any case, go to the scenario menu and restart. All you have to do and that fixes it. We have a yellow signal now, so I'm going to move the throttle up to a much more respectable application at this time. We're going to make our way out at a 25 mile per hour speed limit. We're now green, so we can actually go at line speed at this time. We were waiting for that train heading to the 5 circle up to Aberdeen. So we're going to make our way over from platform 0 to the middle of the track. We're still limited to 25. That should change shortly, I think. There it is, 90. So the track was still set, I believe, for the other train. Now it's set for us, and we're able to go however fast we want to go. That's exactly what we're going to do. So 90 miles per hour is our speed limit. We got our ding green signal. passing the Haymarket Depot, you can probably see the washers over there. There's the garage you can drive through. I did not realize I was going into a 25. Whoops. Well, I didn't know that, and it was not properly signaled, so I couldn't react to that. So I'm just going to accept the fact that I was speeding there, and I don't really care. Now we're going to go up to speed. You can actually see the football stadium in the daylight now. I love it. We'll take a close look at that as we come back in the other direction, because we're going to have to slow down, I think, coming in the other direction. I think I want to make a thumbnail in a separate clip here. I'll take a separate clip. I want to think I want the thumbnail to be the football stadium with the train in front of it. That'd be a really cool thumbnail, I think. So I'm going to see if I can do that. I don't think my headlights are on. I just noticed the to the left the lights were not on, so we fixed that problem in a hurry. We're moving into a 100 kilometer per hour speed limit, or kilometer. Now I'm saying kilometers. 100 mile per hour speed limit. So we're going to be going by Edinburgh Park. We do have to stop there, so let's remember not to miss that stop. So the line to the 5 circle left us long ago. It's way off to the right now. We're going to start slowing down because we need to. I've eased off on the brakes a bit because we're coming in a little slowly there, but I am going to be coming too fast soon. In fact, now I am too fast. And that's about where I want to be now. So let's ease that off a little bit. Looking for the 3-car sign. There it is. I'm going to blow right past it. So let's come to a stop right here. An arrival at Edinburgh Park, platform number 2. Leaving Edinburgh Park, our next stop is Linlithgow. That's going to be the end of our route, and we're going to turn around at that point to come back in the other direction. But for right now, we can continue going forward. Leaving Edinburgh Park, this is the railway station that opened in 2003. It's actually the first station in the area up to the Linlithgow area since 1951. 2 stations closed by that time, the Gogar Railway Station and the Ratho Railway Station. We're going to be crossing at some point the areas for those up ahead before what would have been a turnoff towards the other line that no longer exists because that turnoff is way back at the other end now. There used to be 2 paths towards the Dalmany area. The second one basically was closed. So the second one no longer exists. And I don't know the exact location of it, but it is definitely before the junction leading to Bathgate. I know there used to be a Turnhouse station as well. That used to be on the line behind Edinburgh Gateway, which is over on the line to Dalmeny. But Turnhouse no longer exists there as well. I'll talk about that one perhaps when I do the Fife Circle route. For right now, we'll stay on this route. Well, I'm not going at full speed. I should change that. At some point we will not be able to go full speed, and that will be my problem. So we know we're having to meet with another train. Let's take a quick peek at the map and see where that train is right now. He is coming along somewhere. He is moving a lot faster than we are, apparently. Oh, we're going to pass him. That's the train we're supposed to meet with coming up. There he is. So he got through the construction zone, which I think is marked on the map, by the way. You can see up here, I think this is the construction zone we have to follow. So he's already through. We're just making our way back now. Now, there is a timing requirement on this. We have to be at Linlithgow by 13:22. We were not getting up to speed for quite some time, so we lost a little bit of time, but we should still make it, I believe. However, there is the 30-mile-per-hour speed restriction coming up right here. Looks like this is where the turnoff occurs. We have a double yellow signal here. I'm going to hold my speed at 80 for right now, frankly, because I can. At the single yellow, I'll start bringing it down. In fact, when I pass the single yellow is when I'll start bringing the speed down. Will that be enough time? We're going to find out. There it is. Now, actually, I feel like we're a little closer to the 30 than I want to be, so I'm doing a little bit lower, a little quicker here. I'm going to hold at 50 for a moment. I am coming down very nicely at this point. Hold. Thank you. So you can see the red signal on the other line there. That's a normal shunt signal. Nothing unusual with that. Now we're going to bring the speed down quicker. So we're passing the junction to Bathgate there. We're now getting down into the speed. Notice the line closure stop signs over there. You cannot continue there. We're going to honk at this guy. Hello, sir. Nice to see you. There's the digger. We're doing some work there. There's a guy wandering around there. And we have a green signal, so we're going to continue right where we were with no complications whatsoever. Look at all the workers there. There's another guy wandering there, and there's a couple more stop signs that we're going to see on the way back. So now we're going to go back on the line. So there's closure number 1 for the day. We're still in the 30-mile-per-hour section. We have to hold at that for a moment, but the good news... Oh, now we're going 90. Now we can go up to 90. Now we're losing time. Let's get that time back. Now, I don't have the name of the viaduct that we're crossing right now, so I don't have those notes with me at this time, so I can't tell you about this viaduct, unfortunately. But this is a viaduct of some form. Beautiful, beautiful viaduct. And back into the cab. We're approaching an 80-mile-per-hour section. That's around where the other line from Dalmeny rejoins. So we're going to be going through the Winchgate, or sorry, Winchburg? Or Winchgate? Winchburg area soon. So I might just hold at 80 for the time being. I don't think I'm going to actually go all the way to a 90. Not much point to doing so. So I'm going to drop a notch right now. I'm going to go down to 71. Actually, I'm going to drop to 57. Yeah, 57 I think is the one that holds at 78, so speed's going to drop just a little bit right now. Perfectly fine. So I should be holding around 70. Nope, I'm going to lose more speed. But anyway, this is the Winchburg Tunnel, so we are now officially in the Winchburg area with the entry into this tunnel. Now we're passing the site of Winchburg Station. You can see the tufts of grass along the ground there. I believe that was meant to represent the site of the station. I believe it would have been at the tunnel. And now we're coming up to the Winchburg Junction, where the line from Dalmeny, the other line from Dalmeny, joins us. Thus allowing services to Aberdeen from Glasgow as well, not just from Edinburgh. You saw the shunt signal was red on the other track, so that shunt signal is in case there's wrong way movement, in case the line we're on is closed itself for whatever reason. And now we're going to continue along on the rest of the journey, which is another 4 3/4 miles to Linlithgow. We're still doing okay for time at this point, so I'm not too concerned. But nonetheless, I want to get up towards 100 if I can, just to save a few more seconds. We may get to 100, but we're only going to be able to go at it for about maybe a mile, mile and a half, mile, maybe at most 2 miles. But we're definitely keeping some time for ourselves here, which I like. We're now under 3 miles to go to Linlithgow. There's also one more station we're passing in this area up to Linlithgow, and I think it's it's called Phillipstown Railway Station. We would have already passed the turf from Phillipstown. If we haven't already, we're close to it. And that was a station that closed in 1951. So when I say that Edinburgh Park is the first station between Linlithgow and Haymarket since 1951, I'm not kidding. These stations all closed by 1951, all 3 of them. And, whoa! That'll work. Yeah, so Edinburgh Park was the first station in a while in this area. And there's still a huge area here with no station. I mean, people start driving their cars, but now the one station serves a shopping center. I'll have to talk about that on the way back. But now we have our single yellow. We know we're going to be coming to a stop up ahead for a red signal. Chances are the line up ahead is what is closed. I need to actually come to a stop, so let's brake a little bit more. There's a shunt signal on the that's red in the siding over there. We don't care about that. Yeah, 25 will do. So now we're pulling in. I'm going to pull up far enough that you can actually see what's up ahead here, because I see a blinking red light up ahead that's of interest. I'm trying to pull up enough so you can see it. You see that little red light at the end there? That's at the end of the platform. It's saying we cannot go past the platform. You see the red signal beyond it as well. So I'm going up far enough to get a good look at it. But this is where we stop and we open the doors here at Linlithgow, platform number 2. Time for the return trip. So back in the cab of the Class 170, let's go ahead and get our train switched here to the other side. So turn the headlights off as you just saw I've just done there. We're going to make sure the reverser is neutralized. The brake's in an ideal position. That will do nicely, I guess. And let's move that over to the other cab. We're going to go ahead and get this reverser up. And as soon as we're in a good position, as soon as our passenger boarding is done, we're going to head to the other track number 1, and off we go. So I'm going to show you a little secret about this area, by the way. If we head outside, there's Linlithgow. If we head back, there's actually a Class 37 hanging out back here. I'm going to go with the storyline that this is a work train. But why it's facing our direction with a bunch of grain cars, I have no idea. It's going in both directions. So I'm going to assume this is the work train. And the fun fact is, if you look at the map behind that, you're going to notice there are green signals all the way down the track. So it must be that little area of track they're working on. That's the storyline I'm going with. That's the part of the track they want to do the work on, because they're only working on a small section of track. We're going to say it's a work train. Why there are green cars there, I have no idea. They're probably meant to represent something else. But in any case, we're off to Edinburgh Park. Let's get our movement started on our way to Edinburgh Park. So leaving Linlithgow, as I said, our next stop is Edinburgh Park. We're going to head back towards Haymarket. We're going to have a 15 mile per hour speed limit, so I'm just trying to get up to that speed as quick as I can safely here. Good. And preferably hold that speed. We're still limited to the 50, even though we're now on the other track. We have to get the whole train over. Now we can go 100. A little thing about Linlithgow as well, while we're still here. The building is a Category C listed building by Historic Scotland. It's one of the only 2 surviving stations of the original Edinburgh and Glasgow Railway. The other one is Croy Station. Those are the 2 original stations of the Edinburgh and Glasgow that have survived to this day. Or at least to the, I don't know about the DLC if there was another one that was rebuilt since this DLC was made, but as of today, 2022, they are the only two surviving stations. So both are Category C buildings at this time. And apparently there were photographs taken in 1845 of Linlithgow that are the oldest, considered to be the oldest photographic images of anything railway related anywhere in the world. If that is true, that is an interesting little thing to hang your hat on. If you got anything before 1845, let us see it. Of course, I want to know what kind of camera they used in 1845. My goodness. Coming up to 88 miles per hour, we are starting to approach our speed limit. We have an 80-mile-per-hour section coming up. We're going to drop our speed appropriately for that, as we're going to need to lower ourselves back to a yellow. Actually, no, that's not. I'm a little too early for that call. Sorry, we have to get back to 80 for the Lynchburg area. Sorry. Minor notational error on my part. A little more. That'll do the job nicely. Gonna hold at that for a bit. So we're now under the 80-mile-per-hour speed limit as we now enter the Lynchburg area again. There goes the line to Dalmany. Now I know of the net of the Scott. I can't remember the exact name of it. I think I know Scott East is part of the name, the Network Rail Scott East line or something like that. I'm completely butchering that name, but it's a freeway route on Alan Thompson Sim. And I believe the full Edinburgh-Glasgow line and the full Fife Circle line are both merged into that. So I believe you can actually take services from Glasgow to, not all the way to Aberdeen because we don't have Aberdeen, but at least to Dundee, or at least to other parts of the Fife Circle line from the Glasgow Queen. So you can actually take that entire path. I think they're working to get to Stirling as well, a proper looking Stirling station, and some other lines north of the Edinburgh-Glasgow corridor. So I think they are working to get more lines built there. It is obviously taking them time to do that, but I know that is a project that is, at least last I checked, was still ongoing. I hope it's not terminated because it looks like a really good project. I haven't actually played it yet, but I do want to, at some point when I have the OHLE pack, which is unfortunately a really prohibitively costing thing right now for just electrical lines. But once I have that, I'll be looking at that and possibly some other routes from Alan Thompson Sim as well. I'm going to have to, unfortunately, subscribe if I want that, though, and they never seem to have sales. So it's going to take some time before I'm willing to drop that much money into something, because I need to save up that kind of money and not buy something else along the way. We have a double yellow signal, you may have noticed. This is where the construction zone is again, so we're going to get to wave at construction guys again. Yay. There's our single yellow. The 30 is coming up. Bringing that speed down gradually. I don't want to drop it all the way at once if I don't have to. Now, we could still have a red signal at the end of the loop. I don't think I've seen the other train yet. Maybe it's waiting for us. Or I might just be blind and missed it. Ooh, that almost got down. There we go. A little more. A little more. Thank you. That's what I want to see right there. Perfect. So we're now onto the 30-mile-per-hour section. You're going to see those red blinking stoplights again. And we're going to veer off into the other track. We have a green signal. We're going to be clear to proceed. Guy just sitting there. That guy was just sitting there. Lazy. Lazy. And we're going to be rejoining the track at this time. Rejoining the main line at this time. We can now go all the way to 100 miles per hour again. Where did that other train go? Did I just not see it? I probably just didn't see it. Is it still driving back? Oh, that's the, okay, that's the other train. Now, I have not seen the train. Oh, it's coming up on us. It's right there. It's right there. It's coming up. Okay. I see. Has he been waiting for us this whole time, or we just have the faster route? I mean, he beat us to that construction zone the first time, so maybe we just have the better route. Or he's not moving. I don't know which it is. Does he not have a signal to move? Oh, he's on the way. He's gone. He's off. He was waiting for us. Two and a half miles to go to Edinburgh Park. Now, Edinburgh Park, the name of the station, as you can imagine, it does serve the Edinburgh Park Business Park. So it kind of makes sense that the station with the name serves the park by the same name. That's what a lot of these stations tend to do. They tend to share a name with something to identify where it is. and locals know immediately what it is. It also serves the Hermiston Gate Shopping Centre. Hermiston Gate is located well south of the track as well, from what I can tell. I haven't identified the actual shopping center on the map that I'm using as of yet, so I assume it's south of the track, well south of the track, and probably not something I'm going to be able to see on this map, so I'm not going to try to locate it for you. We know there's a limitation on what this map shows. I mean, when we got to Croy, you couldn't even see the quarry that was right next to the track, so yeah. 2010 routes, they were a little more limiting in the scenery. Nowadays, you probably see that entire quarry there and some scenic leg on older computers. Heck, even on my Windows 8 computer, a Windows 8 computer with I think 8 gigs of RAM in it, I still can't run the game on that computer, even on this route. So nowadays the game is just advanced enough that those older computers just can't run it as well anymore. I think you have to be Windows 10 nowadays. If you're Windows 8 with a good graphics card, though, you can probably still pull it off. Windows 7, of course, comes from Windows 8 as well. It became Windows 8, rather. So here's Edinburgh Park. Let's get some speed off, and we're going to look for that 3-car sign. Easing the brakes off now. There's the 3-car sign, so we're going to put them right back on. We're going to coast just a wee bit longer and stop right there, and we are going to be happy with that. So we have arrived at Edinburgh Park platform number 1 this time around. Accidental wiper hit there. Leaving Edinburgh Park, our next and final stop is Haymarket, platform 0. As you may have noticed, I immediately had to eat my own words. I got you that screenshot on purpose of the Hermiston Gate Retail Park, also served by the A720 that we crossed by just before pulling into Edinburgh Park Station. So there you go. That's what's there. And from the track backwards, the nearest places you'll find there are TX Maxx, Halfords, one that apparently is not inhabited right now, Carpetright, Home Bargains, Alda or something like that, Aldi, Wren Kitchens, and Decathlon, whatever Decathlon is. And then there's another mall or mail center somewhere behind that as well. Oh, and I missed the Tesco, which is the supermarket. So that's everything in the shopping center as of 2022. That may change at some point in the future, obviously. In fact, I guarantee it will change at some point in the future. So, and the mail center is behind that, also going by. I'll also locate close to the motorway. Mail Center, Royal Mail, the Cala Group, Barrett East Scotland. I don't care. I'm done looking at that. I don't need any more of that. Tourists to Edinburgh, please be advised of the shopping park I just told you about. I just gave them some retail airtime on my channel without being paid for it. Yep, I'm smart. I will take sponsorships though if anyone wants to sponsor me. So I see a signal up ahead. That looks like a yellow signal on the other track, not on our track. We, of course, have a green. Because we do. Now, I am fully expecting a problem with a signal up ahead, and if I do see it, I'm just going to let you know what's happening, then we're going to go ahead and splice it out and merge another run-in. I went ahead and saved at Edinburgh Park just in case this happens. My first run at this scenario, The signal at Haymarket was red, and I was never able to proceed into the platform, and I could not complete the scenario, not technically at all. I could blow past the signal if I want to, and I may still try to do that if I need to, but technically we're not supposed to do that. So I'm trying to get as much time as I can right now before I have to slow down for this. There's the double yellow. So we know that 2 signals away from us is going to be a red. In fact, based on the distance, I have to slow down a little bit right now. So I'm going to slow down a bit already. We have 25 coming up anyway. We really need to cut it down. That stadium, by the way, is Murrayfield Stadium. For sponsorship reasons, it's currently called the BT Murrayfield Stadium. So I guess BT is a company that's sponsoring them right now. So the single yellow just became another single yellow, and that is because it was warning us to a junction signal. We did not have flashing signals on the Edinburgh-Glasgow route, so we have to suffice for this steady static signal leading to another steady static signal. That's the best we can do on this route. Now, the newer version of the route probably includes it. More about the Murrayfield Stadium, by the way. That is a rugby stadium, and it is actually home to the Scottish Rugby Union. Apparently, the 67,144 seats makes it the largest stadium in Scotland, 5th largest in the entire United Kingdom. Not bad. So let's see if we're going to be able to proceed. I see a yellow signal here. This is not good news for me. This is not good news. I don't like the fact this is a yellow signal. Maybe it cannot show green. That could be a possibility. Oh, I think we might have a yellow signal ahead after all. I think we're okay. That is a shunt signal that is in our favor. From what I can tell. We are in good shape right now. Okay, we're good. We can go. Not a problem. So that was the signal. Whoa, I almost hit 26. That is the signal that was red on my first run, and back in TS 2022. It looks like whatever caused that was fixed. So I don't know if something actually fixed it or if something else happened that in my game that caused that to occur. But it's not occurring now, so I'm not going to complain. I don't need to slow down yet. Let's keep going. If we stop too early in the platform, believe it or not, the doors are not going to open. The entire platform cannot be used for opening doors for some reason. So I'm going to pull in as far into the platform as I can. I should be able to get to the end if I so choose, but I don't think I need to go that far. So make sure you like the video. Make sure you do subscribe to the channel if you like the content. And I will definitely have a career scenario for you next time. I actually have to do a slight edit to it, which I'll talk about later. Shouldn't take long. The edit, I mean, not the scenario. So we're pulling up all the way to the buffer. I have a little extra room, but we'll deal with it. And that's the end of the scenario. As you see the Haymarket sign ahead on the building. Let's look at the train as we finish. And we are stopped here at platform 0. Yes, Haymarket has a platform 0, ladies and gentlemen. If you missed the capital test train scenario, here it is for you again. We stopped there in that scenario too, I believe. And then back right out again because we were doing testing in the dark. Beautiful day for this drive today, and lovely clouds in the sky, even though there are going to be a lot of people who are like, oh, you're playing with that skybox? Hey, I'm playing vanilla stuff for now. I will put the enhanced stuff in at some point. I want to show off the original content. Cut me some slack here. But we are going to get to the Armstrong Powerhouse trains at least. I'm just holding off on the skybox for now. We are going to go ahead and put the skybox in the future. And apply it for each route that I want to one at a time. Is kind of what I'm thinking of doing. In any case... let's see here. There it is. That's the sexual drive I was looking for. So make sure you like the video again. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you stay tuned next time for, or tune in rather next time for the journey from, I believe this one is Glasgow to Edinburgh for a career scenario. And I will make that slight edit for the scoring because that's what the problem is. I'll show you next time. You'll see what I mean. As for next time, if a few days have passed since this came out, that next time may already be here. So if you're in my playlist, stay tuned. Otherwise, have a wonderful day, evening, night, whatever it is for your part of the world, and I'll see you for that next scenario in 3, 2, 1.